Welcome back to Fir Park. Another quick update with a few purchases picked up at a local model railway exhibition today, and I just thought I'd share those with you. And because I haven't bought many bits for quite a while, little bits here and there, so I picked up a couple of O gauge items and a couple of double O gauge bits and pieces. So these will come in very handy on the shelf layout in O gauge that I'm going to be doing, where I shall be running a little bit of Scottish region stuff along with some more southern based sort of London country type, sort of London Malibon, Gospel Oak, Barking sort of region. So the layout will be multi-purpose. So to start with, I picked up a Class 26, a Helgen Rail Freight Red Stripe Factory Weathered 26025, catalogue reference 2683, and I've also picked up a Dapol Class 121 railcar in BR Blue, reference 7D-009-008, both DCC ready, and also a few double O gauge bits, but we'll have a look at the O gauge items first. And there is the Class 26. I do like these, and this is the latest version, and it's in the factory weathered rail freight sort of red stripe with a Glasgow Eastfield Terrier Scotty dog emblem on the side, 26025. I think this livery suits the 26s. I like the blue ones obviously as well, but the rail freight red stripe livery I think really suits them. And this model was in pre-owned, really good mint condition. Yeah, I like these. I think they're a very good locomotive, especially for smaller layouts. Being a Bobo diesel, they're easier to go over point work and slightly tighter track. So and they're useful for shorter parcels trains and passenger and freight. And then here we have the Dapol Class 121 railcar. Now I picked up this for a really good price. I wanted a BR Blue one because in the late 80s, well mid to late 80s, there was one operating up in Scotland, I think either as a parcels railcar or a driver route learning one. Now I think it might have been a Class 122, but I can get away with this, but I can also get away with it in the other region modelling, either as a passenger railcar or driver learning or departmental. So that's why I wanted one in the blue colour. I do like these. I've got a Helgen one in blue grey, which I picked up on the website when they had them on special offer. And but the Dapol ones, I do like them. I know there's been problems with running issues with problems with the gears and stuff, but the couple I've had over the years have been perfectly okay. So I do like these. I think they're a very good single car unit. Again, for smaller layouts, they're ideal, and you can also couple two together to make like a two-car version, or you can get the Class 149 unmotorised driving trailer, which was specifically adapted to run with one of these to form a two-car unit. So they are ideal for smaller layouts. So I'm really pleased with those. I think it's a couple of cracking purchases, and money-wise, they were very, very well priced. So I thought, well, yeah, why not? And I part exchanged a couple of bits and pieces as well. So that was really productive. That. Onto the double O gauge bits, and I managed to get a couple of Scottish 37s. Well, one is definitely Scottish, the other is, I think, is operated up there. The first one is an older Bachmann model, code reference 32-382, and it's Class 37410 aluminum 100, and it's this one here. Now, obviously, it is an older model. I think these came out probably circa 2003, 4, 5, 6, and they're among the original run of Bachmann Class 37s. However, there's nothing wrong with them, and when you compare it to the latest offerings, cosmetically at a glance you can't really sort of tell. It's only the finer details and refinements that, and maybe the insides that have improved, but overall these are still perfectly okay, and you can't go wrong with, a classic Scottish 37 with Eastfield Depot logo, and someone's actually fitted the proper nameplates onto it as well. So, and that was, I think, £85, which is cheaper than I've seen one in not as good condition on online. So I thought, yeah, that is well worth purchasing. And the other one that I've picked up is a 37 423. There's the catalogue reference, and it is 37423 Sir Murray Morrison in Railfreight Metal Sector livery. I've got a picture of this one operating a train on the Highland Main Line in 1989, so that makes me think it was a Scottish base loco, or certainly operated up there, and that's good enough for me. And it's absolutely mint. It's got the proper couplings on it, and that one was well worth the money, because I haven't seen one of these around. I think they're a bit scarce. I haven't seen any on eBay or anywhere else, and I thought, yeah, that one is actually fairly rare, so I thought let's go for that one. And I just got a Mark 1 FK first, I think, Intercity. Oh, it's an SK, yeah, Mark 1 corridor S, or it's a second corridor, so actually it's in the wrong box. So this is a first class one, so it's actually an incorrect box, but I'm not really bothered. I just thought I'd get one of those to throw into a Mark 1 Raker's rolling stock. Now I've also been busy as well. If I just show you from right to left, down the side of the living room, down to the end. Now the baseboard will be 16 foot long by 3 foot wide, and the side of the baseboard nearest the wall will be resting on the mantelpiece where the Class 26 and rail car is. Now I shall have a couple of telescopic trestles up there and a couple down to the right, and then there'll be 2 wooden legs on the grate so it won't mark the carpet, and that will be the baseboard going down there, and then the L-shaped bit will be down at the end to the left of the TV, going across to the left the other way, and that will be the L-shaped layout. So I've been busy clearing this, hoovering up the carpets. I've painted the skirting boards, dusted everywhere, made sure everything's nice and clean and prepped, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, in a way, those 2 O-gauge locos on the mantelpiece, rail car and loco, give a sort of indication of the size, the type of size of them on the baseboard. So if, it's, for me, I can use that mantelpiece and I can put a couple of coaches in a loco and just get a feel for, how big these locos are and coaches and rolling stock is, and and how imposing they are. And it's almost given me an indication of the size, because obviously down at this end, from the end of the mantelpiece to the wall, in this area here will be the fiddle yard. Now I've worked it out that within that given space, where the wall comes out to the right hand side, that space alone will hold a loco and maybe 2 or 3 coaches, I think. Certainly a 2-car DMU or a loco and a couple of coaches will easily fit in there. I reckon I can probably get 3 coaches, maybe Mark 1s, possibly even 4 with a loco. So, and in front of that there'll be a part of the end of a diesel depot anyway. So when I get the baseboards in situ, I'm going to have a play around with ideas and track, and we'll work out what track that I need. And then once those baseboards are in place, then we'll work out a proper design, just give you an idea where the grate is there, that is from there to there is 3 feet roughly. So you can see where the grate is on the floor. Imagine raising that up to the height of where the locos are. That's 3 foot out. So imagine a baseboard there all the way left to right down that side of the lounge, coming out that far. That's given me a good indication of what I can get in a given space. I thought about doing 2 foot wide, but then I thought, well, let's go for 3 feet wide, because in O gauge, obviously, it can be deceptive. The mentality towards, planning a layout can be almost like double O, and then you forget how big the locos are, how wide the track is. So, that's what I've got to take into consideration. So I've cleared the space. We'll get the baseboards installed, and once they're all done, I'll do another update on the layout, and then we'll be well underway. So thanks for watching. Hope you like that. Just another little quick update with a few purchases. So thanks a lot, and see you in the next video.